Let's listen to the audiobook Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray. Level A2, Oxford Reading University.
Part 1.
1. It is the beginning of the 19th century in England. 2 young women are about to leave Miss Pinkerton's school for young ladies. One of them is Amelia Sedley, a sweet, simple girl who has just finished her studies. The other is Becky Sharp, a poor but clever young woman who worked at the school as a teacher. They are close friends, but they have very different personalities. The girls are preparing to leave the school, and a teacher gives each one of them a book as a present. The girls say goodbye and get into the carriage. Just as the carriage drove off, Miss Sharp threw the book out of the window. "Thank God I am finally out of this school," she said. Amelia, her friend, was shocked. "How could you do so, Rebecca?" she asked. "Do you think Miss Pinkerton will make me pay for that?" Rebecca said, laughing. "No, but—" "I hate the whole house," continued Miss Sharp. "I hope I will never see it again. I think it should be down in the river, and Miss Pinkerton, too." "Hush!" cried Miss Sedley. "I hate Miss Pinkerton with all my heart. She was mean to me. I was worse than a servant to her. I had no friends, except you. I had to look after the younger girls and teach French, my mother language. And Miss Pinkerton doesn't know a word of French. It's so funny. Long live France. Long live Napoleon." That was a very dangerous thing to say. At the moment, almost everybody in England hated Napoleon. "Oh, Rebecca, Rebecca," said Miss Sedley. "What? My feelings are natural," answered Miss Rebecca. "I'm no angel." And she certainly was not. Becky's father was an art teacher, and her mother was French and worked as a dancer. The mother died when Becky was a little girl. The father worked at Miss Pinkerton's school. He died because of his drinking problem. Miss Pinkerton let Becky Sharp stay at the school, but, in return, Becky had to give French lessons. Miss Sharp was alone in the whole world, but she learned how to be pleasant and interesting for everyone. Miss Pinkerton wanted her to work more, but Becky refused. So, Miss Pinkerton found her a job as a governess and told her to leave the school. Amelia invited her friend to stay in her family house before Becky started her job. So now the 2 girls were going to London. 2. The girls come to the Sedleys' house. Amelia's father, Mr. Sedley, is a banker, so they have quite a lot of money. Amelia gives Becky a beautiful shawl. She tells her that this is a present from her brother Joseph. Joseph, or Joss, has just come from India. Becky learns that he is rich and doesn't have a wife. Now she is very interested. Secretly, she decides to make Amelia's brother marry her. The next day, Miss Sharp meets Joss. He is a fat man in strange clothes, and he is very shy. Mr. Sedley often makes fun of his son. For dinner, Mrs. Sedley prepared a curry, an Indian dish. "What is it?" Rebecca asked when she saw it. "This is great," Joss said. His mouth was full of curry, and his face was red. God, it's as good as a real Indian curry. Oh, then I must try some, if it is an Indian dish, Rebecca said. I am sure everything Indian must be good. Give Miss Sharp some curry, my dear, Mr. Sedley said, laughing. It was the first time Becky had tasted the dish. Did you find it as good as everything else from India? Mr. Sedley asked. Oh, perfect, Rebecca said. Actually, the dish was too spicy for her. Try a chili with it, Miss Sharp, Joseph said, really interested. A chili, said Rebecca. Oh, yes, how fresh and green they look, she said, and put one into her mouth. It was spicier than the curry. Water, please, give me water, she cried. Mr. Sedley laughed. They are real Indian, he said. Joseph also laughed. He thought this was a very funny joke. The ladies only smiled a little. In India, do you put pepper into your cream cakes also, sir? Rebecca asked when she was able to speak again. Mr. Sedley began to laugh. He thought that Rebecca was a nice girl. Joseph simply said, Cream cakes, miss? Our cream is very bad in Bengal. We generally use goat's milk, and now I prefer it. You don't like everything from India now, Miss Sharp, Mr. Sedley said. When the ladies left the table, he told his son, Joss, be careful with that girl. She wants to catch you. His father's words made Joss very shy. Soon, Mr. Sedley fell asleep. Joss wanted to join the ladies, but instead he left the house. 3. For several days, Joss didn't visit his parents' house. Rebecca didn't speak of him and was very pleasant with all the members of the family. She met George Osborne, Amelia's old friend and fiancé. Their fathers, Mr. Osborne and Mr. Sedley, were friends and worked together. George was a handsome young man who cared a lot about his appearance. He was a military officer and spent his time drinking, partying, and playing card games. He wanted to be a real gentleman, although his father was only a rich banker. Amelia was madly in love with him. As for Becky, she was only interested in Joss. When he finally came, Rebecca started talking and flirting with him. It was clear that Joss liked her more and more with every minute. Becky sang to him, and it pleased Joss a lot. Soon, George introduced an old friend of his, Captain William Dobbin. He was a quiet young man with a big heart. The moment he saw Amelia, he liked her very much. Several days after that, the 5 young people, Amelia, George, Becky, Joss, and Dobbin, went to the Vauxhall Gardens. Everyone was sure that Joss was planning to ask Becky to marry him that night. Amelia was very happy about it. She wanted her friend to be her sister-in-law. Joss's parents didn't think it was a good match, but decided that Joss could do whatever he wanted. But George had another opinion. He was going to marry Amelia and didn't want to have a governess as his sister-in-law. The young people had a nice time in the gardens. After that, they all decided to have dinner in a restaurant, except Captain Dobbin. At dinner, Joss got very drunk and became very excited. He talked and laughed very loudly. People who passed by looked at him in surprise. Then, Joss sang a song. Amelia, Becky, and George were very embarrassed. "Please, Joss, let's go," George said. Becky and Amelia stood up. "Stop, my sweet darling," Joss shouted. He put his hand around Becky's waist. Now he wasn't shy at all. He continued to drink and sing. Several people stood by their table and laughed. George wanted to hit Joss, but suddenly Captain Dobbin came and led Joss away. George and the ladies went home. "Tomorrow he will ask me to marry him," Rebecca thought. "He called me his darling. He took my hand when Amelia saw it. He will do it tomorrow." The next morning, George visited Joss. Joss was feeling very bad, and he was very embarrassed. George talked about last night and made fun of Joss. "You tried to fight with a servant, and you sang a song, and you called Rebecca your sweet darling," George said, laughing. "Oh my God, I made a fool of myself," Joss thought. That day, Becky waited for him, but he didn't come. The next day, Amelia received a letter from her brother. "Dear Amelia, I was too ill to come yesterday. Today I leave London. I am going to Scotland for several months. Please tell Miss Sharp I am truly sorry about my behavior in the gardens. She should forget every word I said that night. Joss Sedley." 4. Becky understands that it was George who made Joss go away. She is very angry at George, but she doesn't show it. Soon, Becky leaves the Sedleys and moves to a big house in the countryside. There, she is going to work as a governess. Her employer is Sir Pitt Crawley, a rude old man. He is an aristocrat and a member of Parliament. He has 2 grown sons and 2 young daughters. Becky is to look after the daughters and give them lessons on various subjects. The Crawleys don't have much money and try to spend as little as possible. Their life is simple and not at all cheerful. However, Becky doesn't feel sad about it. She has a plan. Rebecca understood that she should make the most of her position. "I am alone in the world," she thought. "Nobody will give me anything. That stupid Amelia has a lot of money and a fiancé. As for me, all I have is my brain. Well, let's see. Maybe my brain will get me a good position. Maybe someday everyone will see that I am so much better than Amelia. Of course, I like poor Amelia. She is very sweet. But my life should be better than hers." First of all, Becky had to win over the daughters, her pupils. She let the eldest daughter read adult books in English and French. She let the youngest daughter run around the house and in the garden and do whatever she wanted. Moreover, Becky was very polite with Pitt, the eldest son of Sir Pitt. She asked him questions about the French language, although she spoke French much better. But what was more important, Rebecca understood how to be useful for Sir Pitt. She read his law papers, corrected his letters, and helped him to manage the house. Very soon, Sir Pitt started to ask her advice about everything he did. One day, Sir Pitt said that his sister, Miss Crawley, was going to visit. She was a very rich old lady. She was unmarried and didn't have children. Everyone in the Crawley family wanted to get her money. Miss Crawley, however, didn't like her family. She was interested in French culture, parties, games, and fun, and thought that her family was boring and stupid. The only person she liked was Rawdon Crawley, Sir Pitt's second son. Rawdon Crawley was an officer and a dandy. He spent his time drinking and partying. Miss Crawley gave him money every time he needed it. And now Miss Crawley and Rawdon were going to visit Sir Pitt's house. 5. Miss Crawley came, and everything changed. Everyone was wearing their best clothes and trying to please the old lady. Sir Pitt threw dinner parties and didn't care about money. When Miss Crawley met Becky, she thought that the little governess was the most interesting person in the house. Miss Crawley liked talking to Becky and laughed with her a lot. Then she asked Sir Pitt to let Becky stay at the dinner table with the family. This was very unusual because normally a governess shouldn't have dinner with her employers. "My dear, everybody else is so boring here," Miss Crawley told Sir Pitt. "I want Miss Sharp to eat with us. If the table is too small, your wife can stay in her room. But little Miss Sharp, she is the only person I can talk to." Of course, Sir Pitt couldn't say no to his rich sister. So, Miss Sharp came to the dining room. When Miss Crawley entered the room, she cried, "Becky Sharp! Miss Sharp! Come and sit by me and entertain me." In the next few days, Miss Crawley spent a lot of time with Becky. She liked to make fun of other members of the family. "My dear, I am so glad that I met you," Miss Crawley said. "I wish you could go to London with me. But sometimes I can't understand you. You are a clever little thing, aren't you?" Miss Crawley had very progressive opinions, and she liked to express them. "Birth doesn't mean anything, my dear," she said to Rebecca. "My brother Pitt is an aristocrat, but he is much more stupid than you. You, my love, are a little jewel. You have more brains than anyone here. I am just like you. I am not better than you." However, Miss Crawley asked Becky to take care of her dresses, read French books aloud to her, and do many other things. Miss Crawley also had progressive opinions on marriage. "I like silly marriages," she said. "It is lovely when an aristocrat marries a simple girl. It makes all the women so angry. I wish some great man could run away with you, my dear. I am sure that you are pretty enough." "Oh, it would be wonderful," Rebecca said. "I also like it when a poor boy runs away with a rich girl. I hope Rawdon will run away with someone." "A rich someone or a poor someone?" "Oh, my dear, Rawdon doesn't have any money. He only has the money that I give him." "Is he very clever?" Rebecca asked. "Clever, my love. He is only interested in his horses, his friends, and games. But he is such a bad boy. He must be successful in life." Actually, Rawdon also liked Becky very much. He tried to speak to her many times. One day, he gave her a secret letter, but she threw it into the fire.
EWA is making your learning even more exciting with our new Reddit community. Even more grammar lessons, speaking topics, learning hacks. You can even take part in the discussions and find a learning buddy. It's completely free. Join Ewa Learn Languages on Reddit. The link is in the description.
Meanwhile, George Osborne was away from London with the other officers. Amelia thought of him all the time and wrote to him every day. George received too many letters, and his friends made fun of him. They thought that some rich married lady sent the letters. George was a bit tired of their jokes. But he didn't tell anyone that he had a fiancée. However, one day Captain Dobbin told the officers that George Osborne was engaged to Amelia Sedley, a very sweet young woman. When George learned about that, he became very angry. He went to Captain Dobbin and shouted, "Why do you talk about my relationships? Why does everybody know that I am going to be married? You don't have any right to tell anyone that I am engaged. It's none of your business." "I think that," Captain Dobbin began. "I don't care what you think, Dobbin. I know that you are older than me and that you are a captain, while I am only a lieutenant. But you are not my father." "Are you engaged?" Dobbin asked. "Why do you care?" George replied. "Are you embarrassed of it?" "You don't have any right to ask me that question," George said. "God, are you going to break it off?" "I don't like the way you speak to me, Dobbin." "You should pay the girl more attention, George. When you go to London, you should visit her instead of partying and playing cards. William, you have been my friend for many years. You helped me many times. You gave me money when I needed it. But you shouldn't be so hard on me. I like Amelia very much, but she will always be there for me. I want to have a little fun before I marry. Don't be angry with me. Soon I'll give you your money back, and I will visit Amelia tomorrow. Are you happy now?" "It is impossible to be angry with you for long," Dobbin said. "But you make poor little Miss Amelia very sad. Go and write her a long letter. Do something to make her happy." "I think that she likes me a lot," George replied. Then he went away. He wanted to spend the rest of the night with his friends. The next day, George told Dobbin that he was going to London to visit Amelia. "I would like to buy her a little present," George said, "but I don't have any money at the moment." So Dobbin gave him some money. George really wanted to buy something nice for Amelia. But then he saw a very pretty shirt pin in a shop window. So he bought the pin. Now he didn't have enough money to buy a present for Amelia, but she was very happy to see him anyway. 7. Miss Crawley was feeling unwell and asked Becky to go to London with her. So now Becky was living in her beautiful big house. Becky took good care of the old lady. She often stayed with her through the whole night. First, the servants were jealous of her, but then Miss Sharp managed to get on well with everyone. Sir Pitt and Rawdon came to the house often. They were so worried about the poor old lady. They also spent a lot of time talking to Becky. After 3 months, Miss Crawley got better, but Miss Sharp still lived with her. One day, they learned sad news. Sir Pitt's wife was dead. Very soon after that, Sir Pitt came to Miss Crawley's house. "Miss Crawley is very ill and cannot see you, sir," Rebecca said to him. "So much the better," Sir Pitt answered. "I want to see you, Miss Becky. I want you back in my house, miss. I hope to come soon, Becky said in a low voice. As soon as Miss Crawley is better, I will go back to the dear children. You have said that many times, Becky, but you are still here. My sister will soon get tired of you and throw you out. I tell you, I want you. Will you come back with me today? Yes or no? I don't think I can travel alone with you, sir, Becky said, very embarrassed. I say again, I want you, Sir Pitt said. I can't get on without you. The house goes all wrong. It is not the same place. You must come back. Dear Becky, please come back. Come as what, sir? Rebecca suddenly asked. Come as Lady Crawley, if you like, Sir Pitt answered. Come back and be my wife. And I don't care that you are a governess. You are as good as any lady I have ever met. And you are cleverer than any of them. Will you come? Yes or no? Oh, Sir Pitt, Rebecca said. Say yes, Becky, Sir Pitt continued. I am an old man, but a good one. I will make you happy. You will do what you like. Spend as much money as you like. Look. And the old man fell down on his knees. Rebecca didn't say anything and didn't move. She cried. Oh, Sir Pitt, she said. Oh, sir, I am married already. Who is he? Sir Pitt shouted. Where was it? Let me come back with you to the country, sir. Let me help you as I did before. So, that man has left you? Well, Becky, come back if you like. Come back as a governess. You shall have it as you wish. Miss Rebecca cried and cried. So that terrible man ran off? Sir Pitt said. Never mind, Becky. I will take care of you. Oh, sir, I will be so happy to go back to your house and take care of the children and of you as before. I can't be your wife, sir. Let me be your daughter. Suddenly, the door opened and Miss Crawley came in. They told me that you were on your knees, Sir Pitt, Miss Crawley said, laughing. Please, go on your knees again. I want to see this pretty couple. I have thanked Sir Pitt, ma'am, Rebecca said and stood up. I have told him that I can never be his wife. Refused him? Miss Crawley said, more surprised than ever. Yes, refused, Rebecca continued, with a sad voice. Did you really ask her to marry you, Sir Pitt? The old lady asked. Yes, Sir Pitt said. I did. And she refused you? Yes, Sir Pitt said, smiling. You don't look sad, Miss Crawley said. Not a bit, Sir Pitt answered calmly. Miss Crawley was very surprised. Miss Sharp, is our family not good enough for you? Are you waiting for the Prince Regent's divorce? Miss Crawley asked. Of course not, Rebecca said. Do you think I have no heart? You all have loved me and been so kind to the poor, lonely girl. Oh, my friends, it is too much. My heart is too full. I don't care that you refused me. Anyway, you are a good little girl, Becky, and I am your friend, Sir Pitt said, and he walked away.
Stay with us for part 2.
Send this story to a friend who likes free audiobooks. And now, check out another awesome video.